Welcome to the Music Reel. I'm your host, Nicola Burton. I have Manny with me from the Pushworth group. Now, very special guest today is Justin Van Stom. Now, Justin has a remarkable career in the music industry, and that's how we know him. That was the incarnation that we met him. So he originally set up rooArt Records with Chris Murphy and Sebastian Chase, signing artists like RatCat and Wendy Matthews. And it was when he was doing Apollo Artist Management, representing Def FX and Grinspoon, that we met him a gazillion years ago. But I think Justin's got this incredible influence over so many artists in Australia as artist manager, music publisher, music business lecturer, mentor, label manager. And it's been his astute understanding of business that has been his shining light, giving so many Australian artists the benefit of his experience and the best start possible. So Justin Van Stom, welcome to the Music Reel. Thank you for taking the time to talk to us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, look, it's good to see you. Now, obviously, you've taken a hiatus from the music business. You're not involved in it anymore. Tell us a little bit about what you are doing now.
Well, I am still a little bit involved, but I'll get to that. I'm a yacht broker. I sell yachts on behalf of people based up here in Townsville. I've always been sailing my whole life, since before I could walk. It's been in the family, and it goes back generations as a sailing family, so it's just seemed natural. So I do lots of sailing. I help people sell their boats and do all that sort of stuff.
So the lockdown, did that impact you very much at all?
Massively. You know, no one could come and look at boats. We couldn't go out on boats. We couldn't do anything. So my business, in effect, just dried up completely. But I wasn't the only one. It was anything to do with anything up here, whether it be tourism or whatever. Everything just shut down. It hurt everyone. Yeah.
It's so weird to imagine that 2020, this has been our experience in this year. So, yeah, it's good to hear.
The great pause.
Yeah, a massive reset. Manny.
Well, Justin, great to see you once again. It's been a little while, and mate, you're still looking very healthy. I've got some questions. Look, I've just, I guess from the point of view of someone who's been so complicit in the music industry, some amazing achievements. And we enjoyed working with you, and you know, obviously look forward to working with you sometime in the future again when you're over sailing and boating. So we'd love to see you back in the music industry. I guess it'd be intriguing as an outsider now. I'd love your opinion on the basis of I'm part of some sporting lobbies or clubs as well. So in the sporting sphere, there seems to be a mechanism into government. They have an impact or a very quick impact, and so therefore there's a plan in place. What I'm even noticed is that the taxi lobby has a more incisive mechanism into government to support the industry. And what I found is that with our music industry per se, because it's such a broad church, is that it's so fragmented that we are probably the last lobby to be able to achieve anything with a solicitation into government. How do we as an industry, from your point of view of now looking inside the music industry, how do we streamline the process into government so we can get the same support that the sport lobby does, per se? Is that something?
I don't know a lot about the sport lobby or the taxi lobby or anything like that, but I think it would be really important for us to focus in on the exact areas that we require assistance, that we require government help. I think it's more about holding blah, blah, blah. It's more about having a sniper's rifle than a machine gun. Mm-hmm. So let's decide exactly where we need the help and aim at that and push hard to get that. And it may be just that first step we need in, whether it's, supporting, the crew. When a band doesn't tour, crew doesn't get paid, all that type of stuff. Bands can still earn money through record sales, through royalties and every other way, but for crew, it's devastating. So maybe we need to do that. I know that there's Support Act. Maybe we all get behind Support Act and make that the front and start there and then build on it from there. I don't think we can just, try and hit up, every need that we need in the music business.
Yeah, that's a good answer, Justin. I mean, Yeah, what do you think is facing us now? We've had this massive stop. Everyone's done it. Obviously, we are not going to go back to the way that we were. What do you think our opportunities may be from a businessman's perspective in this industry as a result of this massive lockdown?
Well, I still think it's really important to get back and focus on the art and really, really be tough on our artists in a loving, caring way and supporting way for them to express themselves as much as they can in every way possible. Not be complacent with their art, not sit on their laurels, but really challenge and push and express themselves like the other bands around the world are. You don't see that many Australian bands breaking internationally because we really don't have it that hard here. We think we do, but we don't. You go to the States and there's 20 times the bands. England, there's 40 times the bands, all vying for that little piece of action. And I'm actually meeting with a couple of acts and artists, bands up here, and I'm explaining to them, the basics of the industry and what they need to focus in on and, what they actually have control over. And they're quite amazed by what they don't have control over. Mm-hmm. And then I focus them in on what they do have control over, which is their performance. Whether that's their performance in a video or a photo shoot or an interview or in the studio or, just meeting their fans or any time that they are performing, that's really the only part of their career that they have full control over. So with that knowledge, really express yourself in the absolute 100% way that you can. There's an old adage, and you guys are fully aware of this, it doesn't matter if a band has no publicist, no manager, nothing really going for them at all except they're incredible live. They will grow an audience. Doesn't matter if they haven't got any of that, if they're incredible live, they will grow an audience. I think that's the basic we need to get back to. And as a business, get back to supporting that. I think it's a great time to sort of weed out a lot of the, artists and acts that really haven't got the craft down. And we need to be supporting our artists to make sure that they do get their craft down.
It's all about the show, isn't it? It's about the show.
100%.
Yeah.
It's all about the art and the show and performing.
Great.
And the rest is just business. And there's a lot of sharp people out there who can understand how to maximize that business, but it's about supporting the artists.
Yeah, I think you've got to have the product from the outset, don't you, really? And when we grew up in the music industry, there was a mechanism of major labels, Justin, as you know. They were the gatekeepers and they were the people that owned them, are the means of production, so to speak. So in this day and age, the musician now is empowered. He now has the same mechanisms as everybody else in the world, a level playing field to be able to release music on a digital platform. But I'll harp on it the same as you. It's all about that live performance and a connection with the audience and actually building the marketplace. So if you've got a great band, and we can give 100 examples of great bands that have escalated into that next level without the support of major labels, or eventually a major put a deal on the table after it was established. So look, for me, I'm so excited about the future from this point on, because it's now up to the intellectual sensibilities of everyone involved to come up with a mechanism for success. So it's an exciting time for me.
Yeah, the thing is to focus on the acts who are hungrier than we are. And we both work with artists where we've been hungrier than them. We've worked our asses off, pushed so hard, and they just couldn't give us stuff at the end of the day. And it was sort of, you knew they had the talent, but they just didn't have the drive. So I think it's really important to find the talent who is hungrier than we are for success. They're out there, definitely out there. And then you've got acts that are super hungry for success, hungrier than us, but unfortunately they haven't got, haven't got the talent that's connecting with anyone at this time.
Yep. Absolutely.
Wow, great advice. Thanks, Justin. Well, look, what we'll do is we'll leave it there. We wish you the very best with recovering your market up there in Townsville, and we look forward to coming across what you're doing with your artists up there in the future, because as you say, it is all about letting the business happen, but them focusing on the art. So guys, if you're watching this, you got some really great information from a man who knows his stuff in this industry. Thank you so much, Justin, and please take care, and thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Manny. See you soon.
Thanks, Justin.